Hello, beautiful strangers, and welcome back to another episode of Analogue, a hate story. When last we left off, we found out the true identity of the Pale Bride, and we played dress up with our good friend Hyunai. This is episode 4. I expected 3 at most, not 4, and probably still gonna have a few more at that. And this is also the third time I've seen to record this session. I keep canceling in under like 30 seconds because I keep sneezing. I'm allergic to something in the air and I don't know what. I've been sneezing all day today. Runny nose and everything. A new helpful note. Alright, Smith Family Tree by Hyunai. Let's see how helpful this is. Smith Dae-hyun, Smith Dae-ho, Smith Kyung Sam, Smith Gunwoo, Smith Sang-kyu, Smith Sang-jung, Smith Sang-min. Interesting. I don't know who any of those people are. You ever have one of those days where you just cannot breathe? I hate having allergies. I hate having allergies. No Luck by Smith Sang-min. I'm sniffling so much. Written 2/20 of the year 314. To the wife of Sang-kyu. You can probably put this more diplomatically than I can, because I'm still pretty sure I'm pretty sure younger brother is still thoroughly pissed at me. You know how he is, of course. I don't have the time to deal with that, especially when I'm already doing him a huge favor. The bad news is, I made an appeal to the captain and emperor himself personally, but he said there was no position that a man of Sang-kyu's skill set could possibly fulfill. I did most certainly plead, but let's face it, what official role could that man possibly fill? He's an idiot. Don't pass on that last part, he already knows. I did, however, speak to the Park son, and was able to convince him to forget the whole incident. It wasn't cheap, might I add. I'll continue to send your family a regular stipend, but please keep your husband under control. I can't afford to keep cleaning up after his damned fights. Interesting. Conflict? Yeah, I'm not sure what that was all about, or what that business is about, truthfully. From what I understand, though, Smith Sang-kyu had a tendency to get in trouble. He sounds really unpleasant. Yeah, and I think we've shown her everything, and there's no unread notes anywhere, from what I can tell. I was not paying attention there and just drank straight in the microphone. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. I apologize. And again, I'm probably going to end up sniffling a lot and not realizing, or pausing to sneeze and being annoyed. So, what can I do for you? That's pretty simple. I guess. Underscore AI. Okay. Get there eventually. There we go. Let's talk to Mute, shall we? Oh, nice outfit. More of a traditional style. Hey, nice theme you got there. It's a bit menacing. So, reminds me of Final Fantasy XII. I don't know why, actually, but it does. Okay, what the hell is going on? Wait, remote control established? Is there somebody out there from outside the ship? Okay, sorry, I'm just taking inventory of the systems right now. Could you give me a second here? I've been out of commission for 622 years? Right, that's kind of messed up. Anyway, I'm up to speed now. Logs are basically saying that nothing has happened since I went offline, except the ship's slowly losing power, and the main reactor has seen better days. But you, hello, you're the first person from outside the ship I've had contact with in, well, as far as I can remember. I'm Mute, AI in charge of Mugunghua security operations. It's nice to meet ya. Okay, looks like I can't get any text input from you. I'm guessing this is all that crazy-ass murderess's fault. I'm sorry. But why don't you tell me a bit about yourself anyway? Like, sorry, this is kind of a weird question, but are you a man or a woman? So, there is a Steam achievement, and I'm not going to get it because I'm not going to do that on this playthrough, maybe in the future. If I ever decide to 100% this game. It's very, very easy. I think I'm only missing like 2 achievements anyway. Maybe 3. I don't have the get all logs, and then there's I think like 2 or 3 that I don't have. Anyway, we're going to be a boy. Gotcha, sir. Good to know. Do you have any idea how hard it is to talk to someone when you don't even know much about them? Yes, I do. So, where are you from? Earth, or are you from one of the colonies? Wait, there are colonies, right? I mean, I always got the impression that this ship was supposed to be founding one. Yeah, there are. Oh, okay. So, are you from them or are you from Earth? I'm from Earth. I'm an Earther, not a spaceborn. Cool. I wish I could ask you what that's like. I think I'm from there too, but, well, my memory only goes back 300 years before getting deactivated. Pretty much all my knowledge of anything before the year 0 comes secondhand from the Pale Bride's childhood diaries, and, well, man, they're about as childish as it could possibly get. Guess I'm really gonna find out more with that line of questioning, though, right? Okay. Well, what else is important that I can ask in binary questions? Oh, I know. So, are you married yet? No. Yeah, fair enough. Related to that, I don't really know much about spaceships or anything. I can get a visual on yours, and it looks really, really small. Hey, is it just you all alone there? Just don't talk about another man's spaceship like that. But yes, I am all alone. A man in the middle of space, all on his own, sounds awfully romantic. Well, I think that's about all I can think of for now. Sorry, it's not a lot to go on, I know, although I did guess the most important things. Did you? I'll let you know if I think of anything else, alright? Anyway, from what it looks like, you were going over some logs with a crazy murderous bitch, right? Murderous bitch? What's with you? I'd love to help you with those. Instead, as an added bonus, I promise I won't ever commit mass murder, unlike a certain someone. Interesting. Hey, how's it going? Okay, so what is it you want to know about? Why don't you show me something and I'll see what I can find for you, okay? Here. Helpful notes. Stuff from Mute. Smith Family Tree by Mute. Oh, wow, this is much more updated. There's other pages and everything. Okay, yeah, here's what the family tree is supposed to look like. None of that weird, cluttered mess that Hyunai did. But here's a few notes from my own about some of the women that you might actually care about. Smith Sang-hee, 271 to 322. Older sister of the main Smith branch, married in the Huang family in 285, widowed in 314, taken in by younger Huang brother in 317. No sons. Oh So-jin, 294 to 322. Married Miss Sang-min in 310. No sons or daughters of her own. Zhang Mi, courtesan, purchased by and married Smith Sang-min in 313. No sons. Hana, 305 to 322. Courtesan, entertained Smith Sang-min. No sons or daughters. Smith Min-hee, 313 to 322. Smith Sang-min's daughter by the courtesan Zhang Mi. Promised to Park family, but not formally married. Interesting. What do you think about that? Thanks, for doing it. Well, I think that speaks for itself, doesn't it? Yeah, kind of. That's what a genealogy is supposed to look like. Hope that's more helpful. Yeah, that's fairly helpful, I think. and I keep sniffling. Bleh. I hate having allergies. What do you think about this? Yeah, what a mess. Leave it to her to clutter up things like with useless names. It's no surprise coming from someone as childish as her, of course. Oh, and that's it? Nothing else? What do you think about that? Okay, yeah, no. Abased? Seriously? What a complete and utter misrepresentation. In case it wasn't obvious, that's a completely liberal and messed up translation. Yes, it's a common phrase, but that's not what it means. What it really just means is male superiority. That's all. Fine, it's a cliche that kind of states the obvious, so what? I don't know where she's pulling this women are abased nonsense from. It's stupid. Yeah, well, there's things to... Each of these characters has interesting quirks about them. I like both of them, to be honest. I think Hyun-ai is a better one, but I do think... actually, what I want to show her first... I like Mute as well. Mute is a fun character. I'm trying to think of the one... There's a specific one I want to show her, and I don't remember which one it is. No, it's none of those. Also, I really like this soundtrack. I don't own the soundtrack. I might end up buying it at some point, but I'm not sure. I own, like... Oh, wow. 2 video game soundtracks? Maybe? I think I might own a couple more because they were included in, is it this one? They included with something that I bought, like, let's see, there's a song. Yes, it was this one. Here you go. What do you think about this? That isn't what Smith Sang-jung was like at all. His death was a tragedy, and for a lesser man to make light of it, it's appalling is what it is. Can you believe his nerve? Fine, Sang-jung never married, and he liked to drink maybe a little more than was good for him. But he was a clever man. Clever, charming, filial, and respectful. Look, he wasn't perfect. He was as damn close as you could get, though. You want to know what he was really like? Don't listen to a single word from the likes of Kyung-sam. Here's a more fitting depiction. I've added some logs that actually do him justice. You should read them. Interesting. So, okay. I do like more logs. I'm not going to go through and show her everything. Again, I'm not going to intend this to be a 100% playthrough. It's not the sort of thing I want to do. Oh. A Proper Damn Gentleman by Mute. (4/18) of the year 313. A transcribed fragment of a conversation held with Smith Sang-jung. Oh, that was how I knew shit had gotten serious. He actually agreed to let me pick the drinking house we went to. My oldest brother only ever humors me when he's really trying to get on my good side. It's never a good side. Well, I mean, it's good for me, but certainly not for him. I'm sure a classy lady such as yourself wouldn't be very familiar with this kind of place. No, you know the sort. Tucked away in an interior deck, lots of wood furniture that's been stained, and not intentionally, with just enough commoners milling about to give it a good background soundtrack. Oh, and it's run by a woman. Nice lady, too. So it's that sort of place. We arranged to meet up at the door. It's been a while. Brother, I'm sorry I couldn't speak to you sooner, he said, trying to be polite. You're full of shit, I said. But hey, it's good to see you, so what do you want? I mean, he said, he said. He's a bad liar. So why here, anyway? At that point, the owner came by, asking what we'd like. The only thing, the only real thing you need to know about Jin-ai is that she's around my age. She's got the biggest tits I've ever seen in my life, and she dresses like a commoner. So, you can certainly see them. Oh, he said. Fair enough. Bring your finest soju, I ordered. Please, she responded. You can't afford our finest? Totally not true. By the way, my reputation for a complete drunk? Completely unfounded. Honest, I have no idea where people get these crazy ideas from. Anyway, far be it from me to argue, I just reply, maybe not, but my brother can. I mean, I knew he was going to ask for money. That was obvious. Might as well get as much as I could out of him before giving him what he wanted, right? Fine, we'll be sharing that, he said. Then he added, but how much to share it with you, too? She blushed. Amazing, really. She's got a lot of practice dealing with people like my brother, but I saved her the misery of having to flirt back with him. Do you really need more of that kind of trouble right now? With that, he let her go. Anyway, drinks came, we argued about loose definition of finest, our service tits, and the good old days when father was still alive and we didn't have to work out our problems ourselves. The biggest bullshit ever, I said, is that we're expected to be responsible men. How'd that happen? He laughed and was drunk enough to start taking cheap shots. Is that why you've never bothered to be one? Ouch, I said. Damn it, hurry up and pour me more. I'll drink to that. He poured, but didn't say anything. Alright, so what is it that you want? I'm getting the impression that you have a problem, and you want discretion, because you're talking to me, right, brother? I was right. So where did you put it this time, brother? I asked. But what? He replied. Oops, accidentally right-clicked. Oh, cut the shit, I said. We both know full well that all your problems in life have always, without fail, stemmed from putting your dick somewhere it shouldn't have been, or you shouldn't have. He grunted in disagreement, but it's totally true. Was it at least female this time? Swear to my father, brother was right about to punch me. Didn't, though. Instead, he just downed his drink. Yeah, that's the damn problem, he said. She hasn't bled in 2 months now. A courtesan. I promised I'd help. I promised him I'd help. Better she gets bought out by me than by my brother the High Magister, less suspicious that way, and involves nothing unlawful. Believe me now, a proper damn gentleman. That's me. Anyway, interesting. Interesting indeed. Seems like his brother was, impregnated somebody he shouldn't, and, this is what I told him at the time. I could have maybe, done without the description of her breasts. But that kind of story was definitely pretty common for him, the part where he cleaned up after his family's mess. I mean, not the details about unmoral-looking common women. And, the drinking too. But look, that part he had a good cause for. Sure, it was his ruin, but you can't blame him for that. I mean, the stuff you had to put up with, if you'd had it like that, I'm sure you'd do the same. It wasn't all that bad, really. Why do I have... whatever. Sorry, I was getting distracted by a notification on my phone. We'd spend a lot of time of evenings drinking together, taking long into the night. Well, he would anyway. Obviously not really much drinking on my part. I would hope not, but then again, we've heard some weirder things recently. But he was the kind of man who'd still pour a glass for you all the same. So that whole sarcastic thing about him being a proper gentleman, it's not sarcastic, he really was. Well, he was being sarcastic, but still. He totally absolutely was the best damn gentleman around. Why am I getting whatever. I hate spam emails. So one thing on Craigslist and you're getting them for fucking life. And the problem is I can't just delete the email because I use it regularly. It's like one of my 2 main email addresses. So I can't delete it. So annoying. Anyway, Visit from Zhang by Oh So Jin. Actually, first I'm going to get a drink. Tasty. Written in 5:30 of the year 314. My husband was out of the house, as he usually is during the day, so our servant fetched me instead to tell me that someone was at the door. I was in the middle of a conversation with Mute, but had no idea how I was expected to respond to that. What do I do? I asked her. She just responded in that usual shocking crass manner of hers. Gee, I don't know. She'd always try entering the door, maybe? Just a thought, of course. So I excused her and went to do that, but with a great degree of nervousness. I had never done this before. At the door was my youngest brother-in-law, Zhang, who I had only met a few times before, although husband mentioned him often enough, usually in the same breath as calling him an irresponsible drunk. Seeing him did nothing short of compounding my anxieties. Hello, sir, I stammer. So, Zhang, he responds with unbelievable volume. It's great to see you again. Hope you don't mind me dropping by unannounced. I just figured I haven't seen my new niece yet, and it's been forever since I've been in the old house, so, well, I thought I'd stop by. Say hello to your daughter. I don't know. Sorry, my husband isn't home right now. Maybe you should come back later, I said, shifting uncomfortably. Oh, please, be a good girl. Let me come see her. I'm really not here for your husband. This was awkward. I didn't exactly want to turn away my brother-in-law, especially if he was just wanting to see baby Minhee, but this was hardly proper. It really wouldn't be my place. Sorry, you'll have to wait until my husband gets back. I trailed off. He rolled his eyes and smiled at me. Really? Come now, you're a smarter woman than that, he said, and put his hand on my shoulder. This had now moved on to incredibly uncomfortable. You really value his authority that much? He's my husband, I responded. What else could I say? He replied, wow, no wonder he walks all over you. If that's how you treat him. Sorry about that. I'm sniffling really badly. You've got a lot to learn about dealing with men, dear Sojin, especially my brother. But come on now. This is a bad conversation for a doorway. Can't I see my niece? I hear she's rather adorable. I take a deep breath. I'm sorry, I said, trying to be as bold as I could. I'm going to have to go now. Sorry. I started to close the door on him. All right, I understand. I'll talk to him myself later. Don't worry, I won't mention this visit. Do say hello to her mother for me. Do say hello to her mother for me, though. Interesting, he said, and left. My heart nearly skipped a beat when he said those words. I stood there in the doorway for a good while, stunned. Even now, I still have much to think about. Not simply his knowledge of our child's true mother, a matter of great secrecy, but also what he said about my husband. Perhaps his words were true. Interesting. I do so love political intrigue, and, man, reading that, I can't believe that's her. She used to be so timid. Thinking of me as having a shocking crass manner of being afraid of her brother-in-law at the door. Well, it's all what I'd expect from her at the time. She just changed a whole lot as she got older. Well, honestly, maybe not as much as I thought. She might have gotten bolder behind her husband's back, but in front of him, that never really changed. Well, what do you think? Should she have stayed listening to Zhang about being less determined or deferential to her husband? Yes. Well, of course. Zhang wasn't wrong, Sure, she's his wife, but absolutely no part of her responsibilities involved getting walked all over. Frankly, it would have been better for her if she stood up to him a bit. If her husband wasn't being satisfied at home, well, I feel bad for her, but he was totally right. It was her fault. What? Either way, she did change, in some ways. Would you like me to show you what I'm talking about there? Just as a warning, it's some pretty scandalous stuff she's involved in. Do you want to see scandalous? I'm all ears. Okay then. Oh, you're absolutely gonna love this. It's really, really hot. Unfortunately, it probably doesn't go into as much detail as you like, but, well, wow, just see for yourself. It's definitely a pretty big fall for her. You'll see what I mean soon enough. I'm, quite curious. Also, that is probably my favorite of the subplots in the logs, right? Let's see. Let's read this one. Drank Himself to Death by Oh So-jin. As horrible written in 9/5 of the year 315. As horrible as it is to say, I don't think anyone was really surprised when brother-in-law Zhang was found dead. Nobody asked how, nor has anyone so much as mentioned the word drinking in my presence since. Even the ordinarily extremely candid Mute has been entirely somber. Mother-in-law, I understand why she's taking it so hard, and have been working hard to stay well out of her way, while the funeral preparations are being settled. But Mute? I had no idea they were so close. Yet in our last conversation, I could have sworn she was on the verge of tears. I'd never have seen such a reaction from her in all my time here. As for myself, I have an awful confession I can make to no one. I have put on a somber face, acting as though I'm as sad as the rest, since that is, of course, what is expected. But it pains me to admit that I am not. It is not as if I don't find it tragic, and I feel bad for thinking this, but I didn't know him at all. How could I possibly bring myself to him as upset as I'm expected to be? Or bring myself to feel as upset as I'm expected to be, excuse me. Mute? Any comments? Of course I was on the verge of tears. He meant a lot to me. I mean, you know, I'm just a computer. He wasn't family or anything, and it's not like I have the body for that kind of relationship. But still, he was the closest thing I had to a husband. We had a really close relationship. I really did love him. I definitely can't forgive her for not sincerely mourning her death, or not taking it seriously. He was a great man. I'm just disappointed in her. It really is an awful confession. He really did deserve much better. So much better. Sigh. And I think with that, I'm going to end this episode here, with the plan of reading through the oh-so-scandalous, at least supposedly scandalous, subplot of Oh-So-Jin, which is personally one of my preferred subplots. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. It's one of the few that I remember not very, very well, but I remember more details of than some of the rest. But anyway, that's for next time, and I hope you'll all join me then.